So Michael Brown's mother, Lezley McSpadden, announced his run for Ferguson City Council. So if you don't know, uh, Lezley McSpadden is the mother of Michael Brown, the unarmed black 18-year-old who was fatally shot by police officers in 2014. She says she wants to run for city council in her home city of Ferguson, Missouri. So this is in the Washington Post. Let me just go back real quick to 2014, what the family of Michael Brown said when they found out after a grand jury decided not to indict the officer who shot him. This is what they said back in 2014. We are profoundly disappointed that the killer of our child will not face the consequences of his actions. While we understand that many others share our pain, we ask that you channel your frustration in ways that will make a positive change. We need to work together to fix the system that allowed this to happen. Fast forward 2018, that is exactly what his mother is doing. She is channeling her pain and she is channeling her anger to do something to fix the freaking system. And that is incredible. And that is progress in this country. So if you do live in Ferguson, Missouri, or you know anyone who does, please let them know about this. Please let them know, because like I say, so often there are people that are running for positions in the government who have big budgets and can afford a lot of advertising. I'm not sure what Lezley McSpadden's budget is. I've seen a lot of great people not get elected because of the lack of funds. And, you know, it's those people who aren't taking money from big corporations who are going to help us. So spread the word about her. So back to the present. What I'm contemplating is running for city council of Ferguson, Brown's mother, Lezley McSpadden, said during a panel of police brutality at Harvard University on Monday. McSpadden's announcement was met by a roar of applause from a crowd and a "Run, Lezley, Run" chant, according to St. Louis Post-Dispatch. We have to get behind people who look like us and get them in these elected seats so they can really do what's right for the community, she added, and I'm going to start with me running for Ferguson City Council. McSpadden's family attorney, Benjamin Krupp, was also on the panel Monday evening. Mother Jones reported Krupp represented Brown's parents, McSpadden and Michael Brown Sr., after he was killed. Currently, Krupp is also representing the family of Stefan Clark, a 22-year-old unarmed black father who was shot and killed by police in March. The lawyer pointed out just how powerful it would be for McSpadden to be elected as Ferguson's city council. What a legacy that would be, elected to the city council and supervising the same police department that killed Michael Brown. So let's go back to 2014 real quick. Ferguson, this was in the Huffington Post, Ferguson officer Darren Wilson not indicted in Michael Brown's shooting. He shot the man, 14 times, I believe. And he was unarmed. And there were witnesses that went on the stand and spoke to this. And he still got off. So another fight we all have, don't we? About police brutality and holding police officers accountable. I don't know what it's like for you, but for myself, if I say anything against police officers, I am immediately attacked. If you can't look at situations like this and the stats that I'm going to give you and say that there is a huge problem that needs to be taken care of, then you're not paying attention. So a grand jury has decided not to indict Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson for killing, again, this was in 2014, I'm just recapping, for killing 18-year-old Michael Brown. St. Louis County prosecuting attorney Robert Muckluck, announced Monday. McCulloch said, McCulloch said members of the jury met for 25 days and heard 70 hours of testimony from over 60 witnesses. Before reaching their decision, he confirmed Wilson had fired 12 shots at Brown, who was unarmed. Witnesses to Brown's shooting who have publicly spoken out about the recollections largely told the same story about the events that led to his death. It is well established that Brown and his friend Dorian Johnson were walking in the middle of a quiet residential street near the home of Brown's grandmother when Wilson confronted them shortly after noon on Saturday, August 9th. The witnesses who spoke publicly said that there was an initial confrontation between Brown and Wilson through the window of his police SUV. Some said that they thought Wilson was trying to pull Brown in, while Wilson has reportedly said that Brown reached for his weapon. Wilson reportedly fired one shot out the window, and witnesses claim that Brown took off running down the street. Wilson emerged from the vehicle, and Brown at some point turned around. Many witnesses who have spoken publicly said that Brown looked like he was trying to surrender and put his hands in the air as Wilson shot the final fatal rounds. Wilson reportedly contends that Brown was headed back towards him. So it seemed like there was no hope, once again, that he was not indicted for shooting an unarmed man 12 times who was running away from him. It seemed like there was no hope, but there is, because his mother is now running, and there's going to be more like her. When something like this happens, it creates a change. It tells other people that they can do the same, that they can run. And I hope she wins, because it just causes a domino effect of positive things. And that's what we need in this country, because right now our politicians are not doing shit. So these are some stats on police brutality, police violence, shootings in the United States. These are facts. In Oakland, California, the NAACP reported that out of 45 officer-involved shootings in the city between 2004 and 2008, 37 of those shot were Black. None were white. 97% of the cases of police brutality that were tracked in 2015 did not result in an officer involved being charged with a crime. That was from Mapping Police Violence. On an average in the United States, a police officer takes the life of a citizen every 7 hours. In 17% of the 100 largest cities in the United States, police officers killed African-American Black men at a higher rate than the U.S. murder rate of 2014. That is from Mapping Police Violence. 69% of the victims of police brutality in the United States were who are African-American Black were suspected of a non-violent crime and were unarmed. I'm watching these videos, and what I'm seeing a large majority of the time, or what I'm hearing, is that these police officers are scared shitless. Literally. And in my opinion, you shouldn't be carrying a deadly weapon where you have the ability to shoot and kill someone when you are that freaking scared and unprepared to be in that situation.